Mukhtar Muhammed is an economist and the CEO of Finance-with-Mukhtar. He joins me now to look at the newly released figures and what they mean for the Nigerian economy. Thank you for giving us your time. The inflation statistics are looking bright on paper, except for those who might insist they lack a human face. Can you help us interpret these numbers in terms of their implications for the everyday spender?
Thank you. For the implication of for the everyday spender, I think it's slightly cautious good news. That means your cost has gone down a little. But again, just like the interview, rightly pointed out, some of these low costs we are experiencing now are due to the farming season. So hopefully it will continue after the farming season. But if anything is to go by, that may not continue. If you look at this inflationary figure month to month, you are not too excited. We are still, that's why a lot of people say there's still room for caution, because if you look at the decrease in terms of inflation are very, 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 very minor compared to what you want to see. So we're still on a fragile decrease in terms of inflationary pressure. But if you look at the year-to-year basics, and then you could be excited because you see that most of these things have really come really down. The percentage of almost 39% last year to what we are experiencing now. So it depends, but again, it's caution of optimism, especially we know that we're in the planting season.
Your thoughts on how we got to these figures? Is it traceable to some government policy or the outcome of natural causes?
Well, natural causes are there, seasons. You don't have control over seasons. And if the interview by the farmers are anything to go, or the traders are anything to go by, then you say it was basically natural causes because of the seasons. But you can't rule out the economic policy because maybe economic trend like fuel consumption, but that may reduction in terms of means of transportation. But if you look at that critically, you realize that they've been inconsistently. Today is increment by 10%, tomorrow is increment by decrease by 20 naira, and there are that. So you can't really point out that that has also really played a major role in bringing down food inflation. But what I can see from what I've deduced from those interviews and what I've been able to gather, I think it's mostly largely driven because of natural causes, which are, this is the planting season. So definitely we may have a lot of supply of this item in the market, but demand is low. So definitely the price will come down.
Are we being too optimistic if we say now that we are effectively out of the woods economically? Inflation figures going down should mean that the value of a means of exchange is getting healthier.
I don't know about what you think about the value of the means of exchange getting healthier, because again, it has not shifted from what we had last month. We've not seen a drastic reduction. We've still not been able to meet the exchange rate of 1,500 budgetary exchange rate. We are still hovering between 1,530 in the official market and 1,600 or 1,550 in the official market. So there's still a lot of work to be done. So we can't begin to say, oh, finally we have got into that place that we are. But like I said, it's caution optimism. If you look at where we are today from where we are coming to, you're optimistic that we may have turned the corner, because what we have seen now, like you deduced from the market interview, prices are not going the way they used to go at the essentials, especially last year, whereby you buy a product today, by the time you go back, that's gone up by 20-30%. But now we are seeing reduction, even sometimes, and prices going down when you go back there the following day. So that is good for the Nigeria economy. That is the only share optimism. And remember again, we have made the naira more competitive. That's what the CBN said they are doing. So for us to begin to see that stability, we need to move from competitive naira to a stable naira. So once that is achieved, then you can begin to say, we can't confidently say we are out of the wood. Because if history is anything to go by, we are always out of the wood when we stay maybe 3 to 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, then you have a stable exchange rate. Once that exchange rate stability comes down, it seems to be that we are becoming a more productive economy.
Just out of curiosity, how much further can we expect inflation figures to crash, especially without strong domestic manufacturing across sectors?
Well, those can only crash from monetary policy decisions and then physical decisions. But if you want to look at that's the only thing that could bring the inflation. Now, a monetary policy decision, we might get a cut in interest rate. That means cost of borrowing will come down. So a lot of companies, a lot of farmers also will be able to borrow, and they will also be able to do large farm agriculture, mechanization, and others. So that means the cost of living will go down, and that also will have an impact on the price. That's for the monetary policy. Physical side, we expect a shift. We expect to hear that maybe items that are largely needed to bring the inflation, like rice, like millets, will now begin to attract zero duties from the Nigerian port. If that begins to happen, then definitely we can begin to be so optimistic that we are winning the war against inflation.
Mukhtar, as always, thank you very much for your time and your submissions tonight.
Thank you for having me.